Hello everybody, Sonic Ryan9 here, and welcome to a brand new playthrough, run-through, let's play. Recently it was my birthday, and this was actually one of the games that I got given. Thanks Mum and Dad. We are playing Sonic X Shadow Generations, and what this is technically speaking a enhanced port of a 2011 video game, being Sonic Generations, and a brand new game in the form of Shadow Generations. Basically going over what happened to Shadow whilst Sonic was going through his adventure in Sonic Generations. Now you may remember I actually already did a playthrough way back when, where I played through, I think it was the PlayStation 3 version of Sonic Generations, so you can find that playthrough out on my channel. But we are not doing Sonic Generations today. We are going into Shadow Generations for this playthrough. Starting off, we're going to go over Shadow's story here, just to give you guys a bit of a background as to who Shadow is, if you don't know who he is, which I'm sure you do, considering how popular it is. Anyway.
50 years ago, aboard the space colony Ark, the genius Professor Gerald Robotnik sought to create the ultimate life form. He called his creation Shadow. Shadow was raised alongside Gerald's ailing granddaughter, Maria. They were inseparable. A series of tragedies befell the Ark. The military sought to cover everything up. They took the lives of Gerald and Maria and sealed Shadow away. 50 years later, Shadow was awakened. Filled with anger and sadness, he was haunted by Maria's final words to him.
Shadow, I beg of you, for all the people on that planet.
Shadow was bent on revenge and sought to destroy the world. At the last moment, Shadow remembered Maria's final wish: to protect her beloved planet and all who lived there. There were more secrets to Shadow's past. Shadow was generated from the DNA of the evil alien conqueror Black Doom. Shadow didn't understand why Black Doom expected him to be the vanguard for his invasion of Earth. After many battles, Shadow crushed Black Doom and his forces, finally breaking free from his past. Shadow the Hedgehog, the lone dark warrior who judges the world by his own code. The past will return to haunt him.
Alright, so yeah, that gives you a brief idea of who Shadow is and sort of the story so far with regards to Shadow. By the way, before you guys watch this playthrough, I would recommend also checking out the short animation, I believe it's called, I believe I would describe it, of Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings. I would seriously consider watching that because it is peak Shadow characterization in that, along with some really, really good animation, and it just makes me so happy that we're finally out of the, I'll be honest, kind of cringe era of Sonic, and we're now trying to take Sonic seriously again. Which I'm very happy about, because that was the era of Sonic that I enjoyed. Anyway, let us start off a new game.
Can we wake him up now? Can I meet him?
I believe so, yes. It is time to awaken the ultimate life form. Welcome to the world, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow, this is Rouge. Do you copy?
Shadow here. I copy.
Are you still aboard the Ark?
Yes, I arrived at the space colony an hour ago.
Well, you're missing the birthday party. I hope you're planning on being here.
I already told you. Gunn detected an unusual biosignature aboard the Ark. I'm not leaving until I eliminate any possible threat.
There's free food.
There.
Alright, here we go.
I've got you now. I won't let you get away.
By the way, this is being recorded literally the day before Sonic Movie 3 gets its next big trailer. So, oh man, I am really looking forward to seeing Sonic Movie 3. I don't care what anybody says, I love the first two Sonic movies. Movie 2 definitely over movie 1. But I do appreciate both movies all the same. Anyway, with this game, when it was first announced, I'll be honest, I was familiar with the leaks that was going on about this game. Basically, the big leaks were that Sonic Generations was going to get some sort of remaster with a Shadow portion kind of slapped on. You know what I mean? And basically we all thought when this game was announced that, you know, Sonic Generations was going to get some sort of full-on remaster, and then the Shadow stuff was going to be sort of the equivalent of episode Shadow from Sonic Forces. And we got something way more than that, quite honestly. And I'm very happy to see that, you know, Sonic Team are willing to put a bit more of the budget into Sonic games. Because I'll be honest, Frontiers was good. Frontiers was really good for what it was as a starting point in my eyes. It was good as a starting point for what they could do for future Sonic games. And I feel like what they've done here, what they've done here with Shadow Generations, what I've played so far, is fantastic, honestly. And I really hope that Sonic Team takes the lessons that they've learned from both this and Frontiers, and for whatever they do next after this, I really hope they follow through. But anyway, in case you guys didn't know, as you may know with Sonic Generations, all of the levels are based on stages from Sonic's past. Hang on. Oh man. Oh, it is insane. We live in the world of 2024 and Black Doom is a relevant character in this day and age. I mean, I know, you know, we've got this whole Year of Shadow thing going on, but, you know, I remember when, you know, everybody was talking about Shadow the Hedgehog. Everyone that I watched YouTube videos, they would all say the same thing of, oh, Shadow the Hedgehog is a crap game. Shadow the Hedgehog's a terrible game, you know. The story is terrible. And I was the kind of person that I didn't think it was bad. I liked the gameplay, even though having Sonic characters, or specifically Shadow, use guns was definitely weird, and it's not really a game that I go back to often. But the gameplay itself was actually quite fun. Once you get over the whole Shadow using guns thing. Yeah, as you can see, this game really likes to do the whole Doctor Strange thing. And if in case you're wondering what do I mean by Doctor Strange thing, I mean the whole shifting reality thing that we will be seeing a lot of later on. We got an emblem.
What? So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape again.
Nice. I also really appreciate that the level length has not been super shortened like it has been for the last few Sonic games. We are actually able to do longer levels in this.
The fake Chaos Emerald Tails made to foil the Doctor's plans. Even I have a hard time distinguishing between the two of them.
So here we are in the white space area, and what we're going to do is start off Act 2. Now, just like in regular Generations, Shadow Generations splits their acts into two sort of distinct gameplay styles, 2D acts and a 3D act. However, in regular Sonic Generations, as you saw, in my original playthrough, in the original game, you played as two different Sonics, Modern Sonic and Classic Sonic, and basically Classic Sonic was made to basically have some 2D levels, and then Modern Sonic was meant to have the more 3D levels, but for some reason they had Modern Sonic still go through 2D sections, which at the time I really wish that they would have made it so that Modern Sonic would have had full 3D, and then Classic Sonic kept his 2D. You know, that in my mind that makes sense. This is something that Shadow Generations does better, in my mind. In Shadow Generations, they've done it where the first stage, the first act, the first act is a completely 3D stage, and then Act 2 is a fully fledged 2D stage. And I would say Shadow Generations 2D isn't all that bad. If they are going to continue, you know, bringing 2D into Modern Sonic, I would be very happy or I would be okay if we get level design like this. Because this, for the most part, is way funner than any of the 2D stages in, say, Sonic Forces. It goes to show that they are learning. They are learning how to do modern Sonic gameplay again. Oh boy. Remember seeing this shot in the trailers. Yeah, Shadow with wings, ladies and gentlemen.
This power.
By the way, in case you're wondering, I am playing this with classic controls in mind. So I've got square as a boost, and homing attack is double tapping X. Which I know some people like the new control scheme, and you know it works for Sonic Frontiers in my mind, but I'm someone. I'm sorry. I prefer having square as boost.
Chaos control.
But that's just me. Alright, and there we go. Act 2 done. With another S rank. Huzzah.
What was that new power? I've never done anything like that before. It's not something I should normally be able to do, yet it felt natural. What could be causing these mutations?
Maria, wait.
Maria? No. She's gone. I'm seeing things. Maria!
Shadow, I beg of you. Please, do it for me.
Maria?
For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I need to stay focused. Deal with the problem at hand, not chase dreams.
So yeah, we have completed Space Colony Arc and gotten ourselves a thing. We got ourselves a Doom Gear, and these are used to unlock special powers from these machine
Something
things.
calls to me. No! No!
Nice. So with Doom Spears, we can now lock on to multiple targets at once.
New power.
Machine part. And that will be very useful for attacking enemies going forward. Also, here's Omega.
Observation.
Aerial Anomaly Detective. Preliminary Black Arms research indicates it's called Black Moon. No immediate threat detective. Remain on high alert and proceed with the mission. Alright, Black Moon. Okay, dude. So yeah, just like Frontiers, we've got a bit of a kind of a hub world pretty much here. Except unlike Sonic Generations, where it is just a 2D, effectively a 2D menu, this is more like Frontiers, where you've got full 360-degree control on your main guy, and you go out and explore. And, you know, here is where you will unlock various things like concept art and music for when you play the stages.
Let's do this.
Alright. Nice. Should be heading up towards our next big stage, which is right here. Like I said earlier, the stages in this game are based on levels, based on sort of Shadow's path. So areas that have some sort of significance to Shadow here. In which case, the first level we did was Space Colony Arc, based on Sonic Adventure 2. Which is, you know, obvious, because that was where Shadow was one of the antagonists of the game at that point, and was helping Dr. Eggman use the Space Colony Arc to effectively fire a deadly, deadly laser to use it to pretty much destroy the Earth if he needed to.
All right.
And in this level's case, we are in Rail Canyon from Sonic Heroes, which took place after SA2, and that whole thing was dealing with the fact that, hey, Shadow's here, but I thought he was dead. Is this guy that we're controlling actually Shadow or a clone, perhaps? And if I remember correctly, in this particular level, the boss fight at the end of this original level involved
Chaos control.
What the? Whoa! Okay, that did not work out as I wanted to. But basically the whole thing with the original game was, are we actually playing as Shadow or working with Shadow, or are we dealing with a clone? And yeah, that was sort of the whole thing, the whole story with Shadow in that game. Whether or not we're actually dealing with the actual Shadow or a very accurate looking clone who could walk and talk. A robot, anyway, welcome back to Radical Highway again. I hope you like this stage because we're going to be seeing it quite a lot, I'm not going to lie. And it's at this point one of my little criticisms, I will say, I have with Shadow Generations when it comes to the main 3D levels. Don't get me wrong, when Black Doom does this whole trippy stuff with Shadow here, it's really cool, and you know, it shows that Sonic Team and their animators are really good at their jobs, and it looks really cool for what it is. And you know, when you do it with the first level in Space Colony Arc, you know, it makes sense because Radical Highway was Shadow's first playable level, and again, you know, both Radical Highway and Space Colony Arc levels, you know, Final Rush and Final Chase, they were from the same game. It's when we get to Rail Canyon, this level, when they do it again, is when it starts to, in my mind, lose its coolness just a little bit, in my opinion. Again, don't get me wrong, it looks really cool, but it's a little bit of a missed opportunity, I'm not going to lie. What I wish they would have done is, instead of having it just take you to Radical Highway every time they do that whole thing, they could have done it where they took you, or Black Doom took you to a different level from the same game. Like, instead of Rail Canyon taking you to Radical Highway, why not do Hang Castle? That would have been kind of cool to do the trippy thing, or Egg Fleet, or Final Fortress, or any of those levels. You know, Mystic Mansion even I would have taken. I feel like any of those levels would have been really cool to see how they would have done a Generations-esque level with levels that, you know, you go fast in, but they require a bit more skill to keep momentum going. If you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they could have done it with every level in this game, where they kind of mash two levels together, but still have it, you know, have it make sense. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. Anyway, Act 2. Where we're back in 2D. This level's alright. From what I remember of it anyway. And it's trying to be a bit more like Bullet Station. Even though it kind of misses one of the main aspects that made Bullet Station so cool in my mind, which was, as you will see as we get through to the end of this level here, we're missing a big set piece, which I'm not going to spoil just yet.
Ultimate power.
Ah! Whee! Camera!
Chaos control!
I'ma be cheap. I'ma be real cheap. Okay, this part's kind of cool. It kind of resembles the segment in the original level where you would go into the base bit, and you would oh, what is it? You would ride on the top of the trains, and this is kind of it. Kind of cool. Oh my god, we're getting chased by the train and it fails. And there we go. Now tell me if am I crazy? I kind of wish we had a section that involved the cannon from the original game, where you would get into the cannon, you would fire out of the cannon, and you would, at the end of the level, you would literally blow up the top of Eggman's, like, one of his bases. I feel like it's kind of missing that moment that made that level so iconic for Sonic Heroes in my mind. Like I said, I could be wrong and be like, you know, it's nothing, but you know, I feel like it could have had that one moment. Oh God, it's you two.
Oh, hello, Shadow.
Please don't smash us to bits!
Good old Orbot and Cubot, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Shadow. How are you this fine morning? Evening? It's hard to say. No, we weren't building a weapon, honest.
Yes.
Quite so. We found what appears to be the framework of a rocket. Just imagine, if we can complete it, we can slip the bounds of this ceaseless expense.
Yep.
Yeah, and we can fly out of this white void too. However, we lack the speed and tenacity to search for the necessary parts, you see. And we're lazy.
Shush!
Hush. So if you don't mind, could you look for the parts that could help in the reconstruction? We'll save you a seat on the escape rocket, buddy. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a side quest where, you know, those little parts that we've been finding every now and then in the area, those little parts in particular. Yeah, there's I think 80 of those little parts that if you find them all, you can complete their little side quest here. And they're absolutely everywhere. I have seen what happens when you do collect all of the little machine parts. What I will say is that in my mind, it is not really worth it. You can do it if you really want to get 100% completion, but you know, I'm not going to be doing that for this little playthrough here.
No.
Oh god.
No.
Shadow's getting a new power. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, he's punching me. He's kicking me. He's kicked me away with his Doom Blast. Ow. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you for that amazing display right there. Yes, so we got a new ability. Where if we homing attack the enemy, we can knock the enemy into the air and knock them away. Like so. And here, if you remember original Sonic Generations, these should definitely be familiar. These are the boss gates. And we need keys. And how do we get these keys? Well, we've got to complete challenge acts. What are challenge acts? Well, you'll find out next time. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of Shadow Generations. If you enjoyed it, do please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time with more Shadow Generations. Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for watching.